And when you were on Zoey 101, so that was like, you took a long break from acting since then. And there wasn't social media or anything at that time. So it's so different to think about like it was still huge, but like what it would have been on social media, because it was such a big part of everyone's lives. Including our own. So I can't even imagine.
I think that's like, and thank y'all. That's the main thing about Zoey that I love is when I talk to people, like I grew up, that was like my childhood. That's what I watched. And having kids now and like seeing the shows they watch and knowing that, oh my gosh, if like she could meet that person or whatever, it's a big deal to them. So for me, I realized that I was that person in other people's life. I have some perspective on it. And I think that what's been really cool about not having social media then, but having it now, is how the fans are still, I'm able to connect with them and how much they still love it. And they still, it's like it's still around in some cases, because they literally, nothing I do or post Zoey doesn't come up. And I love it because that's where I started. And I'm just, I just think that it's funny though, to see the way the world has changed, but it's still relevant.
Right. Like it's crazy because obviously the show hasn't been on in so long, but like you could be scrolling TikTok and all of a sudden hear the Zoey 101 theme song, like in a TikTok, because one, the song still slaps, and two,
that's right.
because it's just so fun, and obviously it's easy to dance to, and people like the nostalgia factor. And on top of that, we've seen you guys reunite recently. You guys did the All That sketch, and the Zoey 1 cast was with you for that, which was really cool. And I think there was also one time that they had all gotten together that maybe you were not there with them.
I was actually in Atlanta shooting Sweet Magnolias, and they all got together and had a dinner, and I just couldn't. I couldn't leave in the middle of production to go.
Yeah.
But we had the reunion on All That, and that was kind of for me. There's been all these talks about, Zoey having a reboot and all those kinds of things. And I was like, you know what, let's just see if it's still there. And so I was going to go back and do All That. And I said, I had this idea to do a skit where the whole Zoey cast was trying to get in, and I was playing the old bodyguard that I'd played when I was younger. And so it was we picked up right where we left off. So I was like, I think we really need to look into doing this. And I think they're all down for it. It's just about figuring out the right way to do it, because like we don't want to, it has to be them as young adults. We can't go back and try to make it just this, like PG perfect show. It needs to relate to our fans now, just like it related to our fans then. Obviously our fans were never at a boarding school by the beach, but
right.
Just dealing with kind of, being able to relate to our fans in whatever way it connected to them. I want to do it in a way that connects to our fans, who they are now.
Right. If you had to put the perfect scenario in your head as to what Zoey would be up to now, what do you think it would be?
Everyone always asks me, they even asked us that we were at All That, and I was like, God, I should have sort of like a really good answer. Like, is this what I should have been thinking about for the past, 15 years?
Yeah.
But I think whatever she's doing, she's definitely like a boss of some sort. She's running something of some sort. And, I think her and Chase obviously would have to have some romantic story. I don't know if they're still together, if they tried, it didn't work. I don't know, but I think that has to be explored. Right?
Absolutely.
I'm open for ideas. Like I want to send this to the Nickelodeon all the time. Like, hey, look, I think we got the right ideas. So I'm open to ideas. That's what I always try to tell my fans. Like, y'all tell me. Because what is the best case scenario? Because you don't want to do it for the sake of doing it and people are like, oh, this is just like ridiculous, like no one cares. So I want to do it to where it is still a good show, and I want to, so any ideas, I am open to them 100%.
Ooh, now my mind is racing.
If there's maybe you want to get some forum together, we'll submit our requests, because we still talk about it all the time, just how the show ended and how we would want it to play out. And it's crazy because with reboots like this happening, like Liz McGuire had gotten a reboot. I feel like kind of very similar situation where Hilary Duff wanted to make sure that Liz McGuire was an adult with real life problems. And and thank God, because I don't think anybody would want to watch a show where this girl is 30 now and has the same problems she had when she was 15.
Exactly.
So it would be really cool to see Zoey in that situation.
Yeah, totally. And that was the thing is like, you know, there are all these, I've had the conversations with certain people and it's all like very much baby stages, but there's interest there. We do want to make it happen. It's just about doing it the right way, giving the fans what they want because they have been so loyal and it was their childhood. So we want to honor that. And, you know, hopefully I would like it to be a story that I get to tell for a little bit. So I don't want it to be something that it sucks and everybody's like, okay, get this off. Like no one wants to watch this. So I'm hoping to do something that would have a little bit of longevity to it as well.
Well, we would watch no matter what. I'm hoping that they put it on a streaming service of some sort. Do you have any idea about that?
That's all conversations. It's like, where's the right home for it? And I think for our generation and for our fans, I think a streaming service would have to be where would be. That's what I think. But then again, I don't know anything. So I just, you know, as far as that goes, I don't know what would be the best home for it. And I think that's once all those kind of questions are answered and taken care of, I think then we can get to the fun part of really just figuring out where the characters are. But again, I don't know. It's like I don't know what comes first, really. Like these are all conversations that I've had meetings with important people about this. And I'm just like, so what do we do now? Like what happens next? Like, I don't know. So is it my job to call up these people? Like, hey, want to put this on air? Like, what do I do?
Right.
Well, they gotta put the old episodes up somewhere because I am dying to watch those. Dying to watch them.
Yeah, and so that's what I was wondering because like some of my fans will tag me in these videos, the old episodes. I'm like, where are you getting these? But apparently, I guess I don't know if they get them off of iTunes. I don't know where they get them from, but I did see though that. Was it Team Nick that was airing some of the old episodes? I think someone was because they tagged me in something. And I was like, it's like
I come across
somewhere out there.
Yeah, I come across it sometimes if I'm channel surfing kind of later at night when Nickelodeon does play a lot of the older stuff. Between old episodes of Zoey or All That or Drake and Josh or whatever, there's, you know, they have different ones up there, and it's a delight every time you see it on the screen.
And that's what's weird is like I think about like because you know we had a total of 5 seasons, but the last 2 seasons we shot together, because everybody's starting to get older and like you know you didn't want to have like you know these old kids that are not really
you need chase with like 5 o'clock shadow.
But we it's weird because I can look at each season and know exactly where I was like in my life at that time. So it's a weird like kind of yearbook of like looking at yourself and I don't want to watch that episode. I hate what I was doing. That my hair looks absolutely awful this whole season. I don't want to look at that episode, you know? And it's just funny to think back like about how like my life has kind of been, you know, recorded almost.
Yeah.
Didn't you told a story about I think one of the promo shots your hair was like brown and you just dyed it brown one day. But I remember seeing that hair and being like, I love that color. I love it.
Well, like that story was just about a rebellious little 13-year-old or however old I was at that time. We had, so I was home in Louisiana and it was like upcoming, there was, I think the Kids' Choice Awards were coming up or something like that. But before then, we were supposed to do this Zoey promo shoot where it was going to be like, you know, for all the, you know, in between the episodes and the merch and all that kind of stuff. And I knew like a week ahead of time that I was going to have to fly in early, go do that kind of stuff before the award show. And I decided for some reason I was going to dye my hair black. And it was like, of course they were, you know, it's not like they're like telling me what to do, but the character had blonde hair. You know, you want to probably keep it blonde. They were just like, you know, we do want her to have the blonde hair, whatever. And my mom was like, don't you dare dye your hair black. Well, I went over to my friend's home, my house, and then I came back with black hair. My mom was like, I remember I walked into her, she was just like, we have to fly in early and they're going to have to color your hair. I'm like, oh, whatever. So I went in and they did, and they had to strip it down and got it to like this weird color. And then they put in some extensions to help make it blonde. I remember them looking at it like, well, this is just going to have to work. And my hair was so fried. I mean, beyond fried.
Rhea, like, isn't it so crazy? Because I remember watching that and like seeing the different colors in your hair and being like, her hair is so cool.
Yeah, exactly. So it kind of worked out.
Well, see, that happened. I don't know what season that was, but it's like, no, I'm talking about the season when I had like the brown, like short hair when it was like chopped here. That was like that experience. So after that, my hair did get better. And I was like, okay, I'm only dyeing the top blonde because my hair like fell out. I really did some damage there. So then it just turned into this thing where I had like kind of blonde on top and brown on bottom. And people thought that was just some clever decision. It was like, no, I just don't want my hair to fall out. So like, this is what I have to do. So,
you started the ombre.
Yeah. I started, I was responsible for a lot of probably bad trends.
I remember thinking, wow, that's so cool.
And I remember sitting in that hair chair after I did that and was like, my mom was right. But I was never going to admit it. I was like, oh my God, this was a bad idea. Why did I do that?
Yeah.
But looking back now, it's fun to laugh at.
Yeah, exactly. Should have listened to mama.
Yeah. That's always the moral of the story, isn't it?
Yes. If I could give myself any advice for when I was younger, it's just tell your mama everything and then listen to her. You would have saved yourself so much trouble.